Kane, it's 1-0. We're looking down. 13th in the championship. The takeover happened, as I said it would. People will be... Oh, when have we got Leeds? Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show, and it is time for another get-together with the crew, with the Leeds United YouTube family. It's good to have everyone back together. No Andrea tonight, still resting up. He's got an operation in the morning, so hopefully he'll be back with us soon. Big up to Stephen Byrne before I go any further for becoming a member of the channel. Welcome to Just Joe FC, as they say. Evening all to Ought to Know Better podcast, and of course, evening to my lovely guests as well. Guests? Can you call them guests? I don't know. Friends. Let's say friends. Listen, folks, what we're going to do tonight, we're going to have a little catch-up with people you'll have heard from me, but let's have a catch-up what everyone's thoughts are going into pre-season, because, of course, we play Manchester United in 48 hours. Less than that, I think, because it kicks off at 4, doesn't it? So less than that over in Oslo. So let's find out where everyone's head's at with regards to that. And then we're going to come together. We want you to get involved in the chat as well and put together our predicted 11 on how we expect Farke to line up, because he's going to have to get into it straight away because he's only got 3 pre-season games. So as it stands anyway, so we need to start seeing a resemblance of what it could look like and what, you know, how the build-up's going to work, etc. So we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But let's find out how everyone is. Kate, how are you, love? You doing well?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, good. Thanks. Happy to be here. Happy to see everybody again. All looking good.
Yeah. Good. It's good to have you here as well. Thank you
for
giving up your time.
Thank you very much. And thank you for watching and listening this morning. I really appreciate it.
No, of course. I always tune in. If I'm up, of course, I always jump onto YouTube and see which one of you folks are live, and it's normally you. So yeah, it's nice. It's a nice wake up call, to be honest. Lockie, how are you, brother? Are you doing well?
Yeah, just passed uni today. So
congrats! You did say
fantastic.
Didn't get an English GCSE, so I'll take that.
Yeah. What in?
Sports business and coaching.
Oh,
nice. So that's done. I've just got a master's to go next year now.
Oh, are you going to sign up for it? Yeah,
I've done it. I'm ready. Yeah.
Oh, boom! Look at that.
Yeah, I'm all right. That cheered me up. Been nervous, and then seen a nice picture of Warber smile a few minutes ago.
Yeah. That's that tells me, Joe. I'll put. I don't know if you've had a chance to see this, Joe. I will put it up on the screen.
Yeah,
for you, but where is it? It was there a second ago.
Guys,
I've lost it. Anyway, I'll share it with you for those that haven't seen. There we go. There's this picture here of Max Vorber saying I'm not effing leaving, but no, he's been Max Vorber's been pictured in the kit. He's been pictured in the kit, hasn't he, today? Where is it? Here we go. There it is. He's been pictured on his return, and it says welcome back or something along them lines. Checking in for pre-season. That tells me he's staying put. I don't know what you think about that, Joe. You think the same?
I think the same as well. I think they're only highlighting people in the stuff so far who seem to be nailed on to sticking it out with the club. So it would be unusual for the only picture they put up so far today to be a player that's leaving the club.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's been heavily focused on the likes of Joffrey, Greenwood. We've seen Rutter. We've seen all these sort of players. Even Cody Drama as well. I think was showed up as one. How are you doing though, Joe? Anyway, sorry to.
I'm good. Sorry I couldn't do last week. I went to Amsterdam for a couple of days and then down to The Hague in Holland. I got some friends over there. So that was a weekend. So that took a couple of days to get over. It took most of last week to get over.
Yeah. You look like you still might be feeling it now, mate.
I'm not great, to be honest with you.
I love it. And Luke, how are you, mate? Good?
Yeah, very well. Cheers, Joe. Yeah, plenty of sun, beer.
Been working out, son?
Yeah, I've been lifting 1 or 2, yeah. I've been doing a bit of that as well. But yeah, I've been having it. Do you know what? I've had a really, really good summer so far. Regardless of Leeds, because I've avoided all that pretty much. I'm trying to stay away from it. But I'm starting to get back into the swing of things, starting to get a little bit more interested now, I think, and invested in the upcoming season. So yeah, buzzing.
Yeah, good. And you look like you have got a bit of a tan, to be fair, mate. So you must be. Is it been outdoor gigs?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, literally can't escape it. You know, it's one of them where you literally just you've got to tan or burn.
Yeah,
You don't really have a choice.
No, definitely. Are you going to any of the pre-season games? I know you like to travel. Obviously, there's
I'm
one in
hoping
York,
to get
isn't
up to Hearts, mate. Yeah.
Right.
I'm just waiting for the tickets to be released. I've looked at flights and stuff. So, it's not that expensive. I think I can get a return flight for about 50 quid next day back.
Bad,
so,
is it?
no,
it's not bad at all. There you go. Sean Healy says, "Oh, the gang back together, bigger reunion than Friends." This, haha, mott indeed, mate. Thank you, Sean, as always, for contributing to the channel, mate. I hope you're doing. I hope you're doing well. Right, let's find out where everyone's heads at. What's this say?
Subscribed.
susceptible.
Susceptible.
I was like, oh. Sorry, Gary. Subscribe to you all. Cost me a fortune, worth it. Well, there you go. Thank you so much if you have become a member or subscribed or whatever it is. I mean, if you're getting charged for subscribing, something wrong with your YouTube, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's a different platform. Yeah.
Yeah.
You launched your OnlyFans, Joe, have you?
Have I what? Sorry.
Have you launched your OnlyFans, or is this
Yeah,
just?
it's doing all right, mate. To be honest,
Is it?
There's a market out there for middle-aged, bald, ginger, fat lads. To be honest, yeah, so, it's all right. Mr. J with the super chat as well, and Andrew Oldfield says back at the famous five. There you go. The famous five is back. No Rocco tonight. He's busy. Have you all sent him your address for your book?
No, I'm going to do that today.
No.
I was gonna do so. I've already done it. I was straight away on it. I was like, yes, send me that book. I did want to say to him because he might be watching. Do you fancy sticking your signature on it? But I think that's maybe a little bit too much.
I'm going to ask him to.
Yeah. Rocco, if you're watching, stick your sticker on it.
Absolutely.
Signature on it, bro. Please do that. Right. Okay. Let's get in. Kate, I'm going to come to you. How have you been with pre-season this far? It's felt like it's been on the back burner a bit while we were waiting for the EFL takeover to go through. It's not gone through. Are you laughing at them saying you're my dad?
Poor Kate's getting dragged into this.
Yeah, I know. How dare you?
I know,
Joe's
right?
mum and dad, fuck's sake. Honest to God.
I'm only a baby. I'm only 42, so there's no way I produce Joe. Look at him.
No, not a chance. Definitely not. You'd be on Jeremy Kyle if you had done anyway, mate, for sure. Kate, how are you feeling right now about pre-season as a whole? Are you annoyed Bamford's still at the football club?
No, I'm not. Do you know why? It's because I've been reading. There's rumours flying around that he might be sort of heading out the door. So that sort of gave me reason to smile today. But no, I'm pretty I'm okay with it actually. Like we said on sort of Friday, slow and steady wins the race. I'm quite happy to get these players out. Players that really I didn't really want to hang around anyway. There's a couple more that I need to see gone, and then I will be happy. And obviously, bringing in some decent. I'm looking forward to bringing somebody in. You know what I mean? Basically, at the end of the day. So yeah, I'm okay with it as it is at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And when you say you're looking for some more to go, who would they be in an ideal world?
In an ideal world, I would say.
You can
Strike.
say it, it's all right.
Strike. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't rate him. I think he's sort of had his day at Leeds. Apart from the obvious three, which aren't going to go. Ailing's not going to go. He's probably going to roll in the Championship. Cooper's not going to go. Probably mainly those guys, to be honest with you. Yeah. But obviously, like loanies like Shackleton and people like that, I think need to go out on loan.
Yeah.
But
yeah. No, I do. I hear you. I do. I'm more happy to keep them three around, but yeah, it is what it is.
I'm okay with them being around, but
is it one of them that let's say we get to Cardiff, it gets to 2:00 or 1:00. I think the game kicks off at 2:00, and the lineup comes out, and you see Cooper at centre back, Ailing at right back, and Bamford leading the line. Are you smashing the gaff up, Kate?
I'll be absolutely fucked off. I will be. Yeah. I'd be like, do you know what I mean?
Do you know the mad thing is? There's a little part of me inside goes, it could happen, because we've seen something similar with Bielsa. I remember, I think he only played Barry Douglas, and all the rest of new signings were not in the lineup, and we were all like,
Calvin Phillips was starting, wasn't it? And everyone was like, yeah, right, good.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. Before I come to Lockie, Hisham Hossani says caught JUSTJOE over the weekend. Sorry, and great to see more or less the same panel today, plus the lovely Joe. Looking forward to a great show. Thank you. I still didn't get my invite for that, Hisham, so I don't. Gary Paul says, "Oh my God, autocorrect. Sorry, guys. Saves by Jay. Don't worry, Gary. You didn't have to put super chat to tell us you got it wrong. It's all right. But we got what you meant. Thank you, Gary. Lockie, how are you then, mate? Obviously, you've been looking at all the tactical nuance side of it. I seen the video you did of Rutter the other day, which I really enjoyed, and I'm excited for what he's going to look like under Daniel Farke. How are you with pre-season? Were you expecting some more noise with incomings, or is it just a case of the club are getting ready for Man United and we might see some after that?
I think the noise thing is a thing we're going to have to get used to be honest. I think if there's another owner in charge, we've probably heard about 10 different links by now. But I think if we hear a player coming in, I reckon it'll be 2-3 days before it happens. I think it'll be that quick. It's only Monday. I reckon by the end of the week, I hope we have 1 or 2 in by the end of the week, personally. But yeah, just looking at all the pictures, there's been some more. I've just got up here of all the squad and all like the real talent, young players we've got in the squad. Just looking through it there it's impressive. Like, you look at Darko, you're looking at Rutter, some real, looking at Mullen and Monteiro as well, and Joseph. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's lacking that proven quality at the moment, but if we have that in there, I'm looking forward to this season.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. Yeah, I'm the same as you, Matt. I'm very, very excited for football to start again in a sense, even though we probably will get battered on Wednesday. Max B says, found Lockie through the stream. Great content, pal, and congratulations on passing your course. It is great content. Mate. There's so many. You're lucky. You're lucky as Leeds United fans, I think. No, I do, bro, because I sample a lot of content, and maybe some of the top...
saying we were the lucky couple, to be honest.
No, sorry.
You're lucky to be here.
I didn't mean it like that. No, Leeds fans are pretty lucky. I do think the content is really, really good because the mad thing is, if you're a top 6 fan, you don't even really know you can get a following like that. Trust me, you can get a following like that because it's top 6. So I think the Leeds United content creation sphere is doing well, to be honest. Joe, pre-season, I've just seen you having a chat about Poulsen. I was just live on Twitch, and then I seen it about Poulsen, and I was like, is this credible? Would he move from Leipzig to the Championship? I don't know.
It's through the usual places. We were talking about before we came on, MOT Leeds and a few other places. Leeds Live, I've ran with it. Leeds Live have done a couple of pieces on the player. Who is he? What can we expect from him? Like, hopefully nothing, because he hasn't broken double figures in 5 years. He's another Red Bull player. I think it's a legacy link. Jesse Marsh was a fan of his, apparently. Yes. 2 goals in 19 appearances last season, 6 goals in 25 appearances the season before, and 5 goals in 27 appearances the year before that. Not exactly the number 9 proven goal scorer we're looking for or we've been linked with. So
just stick with Bamford, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, he's 29 years of age as well, so he's not young. So, I mean, why not just stay with Bamford? He'll probably get more than 10 goals in the Championship anyway. Why not? Yeah, I don't think it's real. The rest of it, happy enough of seeing what's coming out. I'm glad to see certain players being highlighted. I'd like to see, like, Cody Drama seems to be considering sticking around, which will be a good solid move for next year. Left-hand side still a bit of an issue. We don't know what's going on with Firpo yet, and if we're bringing in a left back, so that'll obviously next couple of days. Although I've heard murmurings that Manning is very close to being done.
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
Yeah, so that could be the next couple of days. I'm a little concerned about the timings of the league start and when everyone's going to be back for us, because we've got the first round of internationals back today or tomorrow. Then you have another few of them back next week, and then Cressey's not back for another 2 weeks because he's just finished with the England team. So you're going into the start of the season pretty much with a team that really haven't had a huge amount of preseason behind them. So it's like, what, 4 weeks, 5 weeks from the season's kicking off?
Yeah, we'll touch on some of them returnees. Before I come to Luke, I'll mention it, obviously. Helder Costa's come back. I don't know what's happening there. Hopefully he won't be around long. Max Vober, Rasmus is back. Dan James, Leo Hjelde, Christopher Klaassen, have all returned today. The rest of the team had Monday off. I don't know. I think they got given a tough session on Sunday, so they got Monday off. I think Ayling and Rutter.
That made me giggle. That did.
Ayling and Rutter have been pictured down at the Wimbledon, I think. So they're obviously enjoying the day off. And then the only ones not to return are Nonto, Somerville, Melier, and Rodrigo, which you could argue, next week. None of them could be here, to be honest. So there could be something in that as well. So we'll wait and see. So apparently this Poulsen link as well has come from the Daily Mail Sport.
Express had it as well. None of them are really reliable enough places.
Yeah.
Could you see
I'm
it
not
though?
too sure.
Could you see Leeds signing a striker who scored 2 goals last season and being that's the solution for number 9 under the current?
Maybe Victor Orta would have, but not this long.
I think for me, if you're going to do that, just go get Sam Surridge at 2.2 million, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? You might as well just do that. Yeah, because Poulsen's going to be a lot more in wages and going to be a lot more transfer fee than what Surridge is. So,
not interesting.
I've seen him play a lot because there was a period of time where Denmark and Ireland just played each other nearly constantly. They were drawn every time there was a group stage. Denmark and Ireland were in it, and Poulsen played in quite a lot of those games. And he was a player that came off the bench more often than not to make an impact, and rarely did anything of any interest. Yeah. Like he's just not a. It would be of all the players we've been linked with so far this summer, he would be the most uninspiring signing we've made. There's nothing in me would think, great, we're getting him in, we're going to score loads of goals next season. But like, we've got loads of players like him. Loads of players like him.
This brings me actually to not a debate. I didn't even debate the guy. I just said it's the wildest take I've ever seen. This guy on Twitter responded to me when I said for 2.2 million, go get Surridge. His response was, if Leeds United spend less than £15 million on a player, it lacks ambition. And I was like, that is the wildest take I have ever seen, because you can go get players for cheap. Evaluation does not mean a good player. We just have to look at Aronson. We just have to look at Rutter last season. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing to do with the
opposite end of it as well. Like if you're going to get Ryan Manning for nothing, there's a player that's done it in the Championship and proven commodity.
I mean, how much was Mateus Click? He weren't even $1 million, was he? Click?
Was he 500,000 something like that?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
You can get good players for less, but then you know.
But if someone came through the door and was 12, you're not going to go, well, just think no ambition. No ambition, man. It's just insane. I think it's the 21st century fan or something like that. Luke, we've got... Let's have a look. Oh, okay, no worries. I was just going to come to you as well there, Luke, but he's having technical difficulties. You can still see me, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I don't know why he's only missing me. I don't know what that's about, but there you go.
Can I just ask, where are you thinking of playing Sam Surridge? I mean, he's not...
I would just... I don't...
Like squad depth when you say that
he's not coming to be... Okay, the way I see the Surridge one is a Bamford replacement. And then you then get, hopefully, someone like Pirro.
You still need
number 9.
Depth. I can't say it. Depth is it's important. You need players like what if Bamford, what if Pirro, whoever it is, gets injured and we don't have Dan James up front.
Bamford won't be there, right?
Well, whoever. Imagine we had like 2 or 3 injuries up top and we've got to play Dan James. You know, it's that type of. At least he can do a roll-up play. He's not a natural goal scorer, but he can do a roll-up play definitely. Yeah.
And I think it's important to remember because it was Andrea that reminded me of this. When at Norwich, Daniel Farker had Jordan Rhodes on the bench and he had Jordan Hugill on the bench. So it's clear, when people talk about a plan B, etc. That's that type of striker that maybe you're struggling. You said, you know what, let's switch it up a bit, bring off Pookie and bring on Jordan Rhodes or bring on Jordan Hugill. Totally different profile of striker. So that's what Sam Surridge is. And at 2.2 million for me, that is a steal. You go make it happen.
I say as well, he's quite decent at linking play up. So again, if you need to shore up that midfield area, bring him on just in front of the midfielders and link that play up.
Yeah, for sure, exactly. Right, Luke, can you see me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I'm back.
Yeah, good man. Talk to me then. Your thoughts on pre-season. I know you've kept sort of like a distance. You've been gigging in that, but the bits you've seen, are you excited? Are you a bit nonplussed about it, or what's the situation?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I've seen Phil's tweet the other day, and the players that we are linked with are the caliber of players we should be getting linked with. They're the players that have excelled in the championship and potentially could move up the next level. Should we get promoted? Pre-Row and Hamer. I just can't see how we sign either of those, to be honest. I'll be brutally honest. I think they're probably too good and a step up from the Championship right now. But if that's the caliber and that's the quality of player we're linked at, then I don't have any qualms. I just sort of echo what Joe said really about timescales. That frightened me a little bit. With pre-season starting, we've only got 3 games booked in as pre-season friendlies. It's first of them being Wednesday. It just seems like it feels very rushed, and I'm sure the takeovers played its part in that massively. Because obviously we probably knew who Farker was in terms of the managers probably weeks ago, but they just delayed that. Tried to get that parallel with the takeover, which obviously didn't happen and hasn't happened yet, as far as we're aware. But other than that, I'm not concerned really about anything other than timescales. I think is my biggest fear. I think it looks like they're going after the right level of player. I think they brought the right coach in. We've seen that he's starting to bring his own coaching staff in as well. I think it was Andrea last week mentioned about the fitness guy. Or it might have been yourself actually.
Don Magala.
That's it, yeah, about the fitness coach and how he beats them. I think we'll be in good stead. We've got a favourable start to the season if there was one. I'm quietly confident that we'll be all right. I'd just like to see some players in through the door now, just to quiet my nerves a little bit and get him out there with Farker and let him, start implementing his style and everything with him.
100%, mate. I think one of the most good things to see from Farker is he's been a bit ruthless when he's come in the door. I believe the goalkeeping coach, Abad and stuff, were led to believe they were sticking around, and then he came in and was like, "Nah, off you pop." And then he brings in his goalkeeping coach. Do you know what I mean? So I think he's been pretty ruthless in that respect, and I'll expect something similar with the players. Hopefully,
Stats guy got the boot as well, Joe.
Who? Sorry.
Stats guy Jordan Davison got the boot as well. He was replaced by one of Farker's men.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. And it's not... Listen, I said afterwards, like, the axe is being wielded, and I almost felt a little bit bad because people are losing the jobs, but ultimately it's a good thing and it needed to happen. I'm sorry for those that have lost their job. There's still some more that need to go, but we'll wait and see what happens with that. You mentioned about starting late. What I have noticed when it was clear the EFL takeover wasn't going to happen, they've obviously had to go to Rads for sign-off, and we seem to get a lot of like sponsorships, and the manager all announced in a quick like couple of days, really, wasn't it? And all the sponsorships bar the Unibet one are all like Yorkshire based, aren't they? We've had the Flamingo Land stuff today as well. Everyone's taking the piss, but I mean, I don't get it. Like I'm in a group chat with a load of like Premier League fans from another show that I appear on, and they all started digging me out. I was like, I don't. Why are you bothered? It's a good theme park. What's up?
Good day out actually, Flamingo Land. If you
it is.
Plus, we'll get a discount.
Yeah, season ticket holders, hopefully, maybe.
It's a third sponsor as well. It's like we have a front sponsor. We've
sponsor.
got a second one. Now we've got a third one. So like between the three of them, you're trying to make up the money you've lost from either Wish or from both of them.
I did like the pictures of Neil Warnock on the rise.
On that, It's the ride as you go in.
Was it the Flamingo Land the year when they went away with? Was it Hockaday when they were all jumping in the river?
No, it was Warnock, wasn't it? It was Jason Pierce and Jason Pierce. Who else was there?
David
there were
Naylor.
Paul Green, all those stuff.
David Norris, David Norris. I think.
Yeah. Michael Brown was there as well. There's some images of him, man. It's just brutal.
The Dark Ages.
Anyway. Right, okay. Apparently Swansea have had a bid accepted for a new striker. Maybe it is a case of Joel Pirro gets his move when that's announced. Hopefully he comes to Leeds. Thinking he might go Prem,
Jerry Yates.
Jerry Yates, is it? Where right, okay. So that's a deal that
Peter O'Rourke did it.
Oh, did he? Sky Sports, dude. Sky Sports Pete. Right, okay. So actually, before we move, because we spoke about Manning being done, what are your thoughts on Charlie Taylor, folks? Because I know, Joe, you were pretty not having it, were you? And Luke's shaking.
I'm not having it. Somebody explained this on my channel really well. Someone put a post of going, it's the equivalent of standing on the Irish flag for me and walking across it. You do that, I'm not going to be your friend. just because that's an identity piece to who I am. The Leeds jersey is exactly the same to me. Like, I spend a lot of my time wearing Leeds stuff. I spend a lot of my time watching or talking about Leeds. It's a huge part of my life. I'd have killed to wear that jersey once. I'd have killed for it. If you refuse to put it on you, which Phil Hayes said during the week, all the things I've said, he has said he did refuse to play, but he was badly advised. And I accept that.
Yeah.
Kate said this to me last week, and I hadn't seen it, but I have heard it since there. So thanks for putting me on to it, Kate. If he comes back to Leeds, I'm not going to boo the guy. I'm not going to say I don't want to see him in a Leeds shirt. I'm not going to give him a hard time. He's back at Leeds, and he'll get a chance the same way everyone else does. But I would like to see an apology for refusing. I get the club was a mess behind the scenes, but Leeds is still a mess behind the scenes. Has been for donkey's years. It's been a mess behind the scenes. You look at Berardi, again, Phil Hay or Adam Pope made the point of, you look at Berardi in the last day of his contract going out and playing for Leeds with no contract being offered, does his ACL, but puts everything in for the club, despite the fact that he knows, I'm 29 years of age, I might never get another contract after this if I get injured. Still goes and does it, gets an ACL injury, but, goes and does it for the club. For me, he, what happened shouldn't have happened. He shouldn't have let. And the bigger part for me is, I don't like people rewriting history or trying to rewrite history. And I wonder, in a couple of years' time, if we turn around and say, oh, Robin Cox coming back to Leeds, would everyone be okay with that? Or would we be like, well, no, he couldn't wait to get away from Leeds. He wanted out.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
His agent was telling everyone. No, but because Charlie Taylor's come through the Leeds Youth Academy, there's a difference.
That's the difference, though, isn't it?
Why is it? So it should matter to him more. He knows what the Leeds jersey means. He knows what it means to play for Leeds, and he refused to do it.
Maybe he didn't know what it means to play for Leeds. No. I mean, from his point of view, maybe he didn't really care that much.
I completely accept, I'm okay with the fact that he has said he was badly advised by a bad agent. The same agent did the same thing to Sam Byram. And as far as I'm concerned, probably ruined Sam Byram's career. Sam Byram could have gone to a lot of better things if he hadn't gone to Norwich. So he did the same thing the year before. The only difference was this time he pushed Taylor to refuse to play. If he comes back to Leeds, he comes back to Leeds. I'm not going to have a problem with it. And when he's got a Leeds shirt on him, everyone gets a clean slate. But I just don't. I didn't like how it was handled at the time. I remember it happening very clearly. So, again, the rewriting of history to say that he never refused and he didn't do this, and this fella said that he never refused when it's been widely accepted that he did refuse to play for Leeds. So, it's the same with Alan Smith when he went to Scum. Like, for a very, very long time, I wouldn't have taken him back at Leeds up until near the end of his career, where I was like, yeah, maybe I'll take him back for the last year of his career, but it's the same kind of thing. It's like, it's just stuff you don't do. You don't refuse to play for Leeds United when you're given the opportunity. You don't put a Manchester United shirt on you if you come from Leeds. There's just things you just don't do, and for me, they're red lines, and there has to be somewhere where you say there's a line on things. And
yeah, I'm completely with you on that, Jeremy. One of the lesson I was taught by my nan when I was very, very young was you don't burn your bridges, no matter how much you hate something. And I assume he didn't even hate Leeds. I think he was ill advised. But you don't down tools in the position we were in, pushing playoffs. Under Gary Monk, you do not down tools in that position. Gary Monk openly said it, and he outed him at the time. He was quite vocal about it, and he deserved it. I completely the part that I do disagree with is he won't be welcome back. I don't think, from my perspective, certainly, because he may be eventually, but it's going to take him a lot of work to gain that trust back from the fan base. And if he has a stinker of a game, he will be singled out more than any other player on that field. Simply because of the way he left. It's going to be very, very tough for him to settle back in. I think if he was to come, I also don't think he's a great player. I think there's better options. I was going
to say, is he good enough? Really?
I thought it was better last year. We were linked last year with him, and I thought there has to be better left backs than Charlie Taylor. He's not even playing left back. Two things I said this. Like we talked about this. He played centre back all last season, not left back. All right, and now Burnley are trying to get rid of him. Why? Because they don't think he's good enough for the Premier Division. Because they've had him in the Premier League already. And I remember when Leeds played Burnley in the Cup, and I can't remember who it was, but I remember Taylor getting absolutely roasted for 90 minutes.
It would have to come back and have a 10 out of 10 for the first 5 games for the fans, I think, to even consider changing their opinion on him.
Yeah, the thing is, how much is he going for, though? How much is he?
He'll be cheap. He's in last year of his contract. He'll be cheap. Really cheap.
But
Chris,
still,
just
he's
one
like, what
question.
is he, 29? So he's not gonna he's not good enough for the Premier League. He's not good enough if we went back up. We'd have to sort of, we don't really want to have him on.
But
on
we
our
don't
sort
have
of
any
base,
left
do we?
backs. If you can bring in Manning and him on cheap, who can also
I'd be
do
okay
good
with
Yeah,
him as a
yeah.
backup option to Manning. If Manning came in and
Yeah.
signed as a left back and they signed Charlie Taylor as an option to play left centre back or left back,
I
yeah,
agree.
fine, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The question I have here is, because this is the one that keeps getting shouted out, Gary Monk threw him under the bus. Gary Monk threw him under the bus. Gary
So
Monk threw him under the bus.
so this
Before you get to
this
that, hang on.
just
Let
to
me frame it.
just
Let me frame it before you do it. I was going to frame it.
no.
It's great.
I just want to say I believed that as well, bro.
Fine.
Until Phil here mentioned that, and I didn't know Charlie had ever done an interview about it.
But even if he did, no, I didn't know that he did an interview until Kate said it to me, and then I was listening to Phil Hayes show on the Square Ball,
You
and
listen to
Phil
me.
said it out straight. Yeah, in the know, Kate, in the know. But the question I have is this: I don't agree with managers throwing their players under the bus. Generally, I don't believe, like Steven Gerrard was one of the reasons I didn't want him as a Leeds United manager. Was he does it all the time. If a team plays badly, they're the reason why they lost, not his tactics, right? So for that reason, I don't like it. However, if I was in the position that Gary Monk was in as a manager, and I had a player who was at that time probably one of our best players in the team at that time, because it was a bad team, who refused to play, I'm getting asked questions around, well, why didn't you pick Taylor? Why isn't Charlie Taylor playing? Why isn't Charlie Taylor playing? People are asking, he has to deal with that question, right? If I'm in his shoes, I'm pissed that he's refused to play for me. I'm really annoyed at that. So the first question I get asked about, I'm going to go, well, I picked him. He didn't want to play, but I picked him. So, and that's where I'm at. So for me, it's not the same as saying we've thrown him on the bus. He's been put in a position where he has to address it. And again, certain people have said that Gary Monk made it up and that Gary Monk was a snake and that Charlie Taylor never refused to play for Leeds. We now know that that's not true.
That's not true. Yeah. No, that's fair. No, that is fair, because I genuinely didn't know that.
For years, Joe will turn around and say, "Sorry, got it wrong. My bad." They won't.
Yeah. No, they won't. Yeah. Whereas I can, because I said to you, assumed on Twitter, and then I heard what Kate heard, or Kate may have known before.
I got hammered on Twitter for it. Got hammered to the point where I took the tweet down because I got absolutely battered on it. I was like, right, I'm not getting abused to a height.
I actually didn't know how severe it was until maybe a year or two ago, because I was, well, not really young, but quite young when it happened. Like
all
teens.
right, steady on.
Well, not that young. But yeah, I was like, I remember him leaving, but I never knew why. I never knew the reason, so I didn't know he refused to play. So for me, I don't know whose fault it was. I don't know what happened. But for me, my only question is, like, say he did come back and he does an interview with one of the journalists, or he speak about it and he really clears it up and apologizes, then comes in and plays well. Do you think majority of the fans would accept that?
Yeah, they would.
Yeah. I mean,
100%.
I think the thing that was most upsetting for me was, like you mentioned, Joe, he's come through the academy. We were still paying his wages, and because he got a sniff of the Premier League, it was disrespectful, and to disrespect, like, going back to Joe's initial example there about the island flag, it is absolutely disrespectful. It's almost the worst thing you could probably do. Is refuse to play for our club. It's disgusting, and I'm still disgusted with it.
Yeah, like Chris Wood did something similar the following season, right? I was at Sunderland away actually, and he put in like some message. But the mad thing is, that didn't really, it burnt at the time. Now I couldn't give two shits, Luke. But I think, like you say, because it's Charlie and he came through, it's different, isn't it?
Yeah. There's also a difference, I think, between what was done, because there's a lot of people still don't forgive Tony Yeboah for taking his jersey off and throwing it at George Graham. Still a few people who haven't got past that. Then there's the people that didn't get past I can't remember, was it Snowden? Who was it who gave the finger to the Leeds fans? Scored a goal, I think for me, run over and give two fingers to the Leeds fans.
I think for me,
next day.
I think for me, the Yeboah incident was pure passion. Like that was wanting to, there's a difference between that and then there's a difference between refusing to come and play for your team. When you're essentially, arguably the best player on the side, when you're pushing for playoffs, in that season, and it's almost unforgivable. As I said, for him to be welcomed back with, it's never going to be with open arms. But imagine he comes back and there was a stinker. He will be public enemy number one around the terraces, on Twitter. He'll be hated, even more so. If he comes back and plays really well, apologises, like you say, Lockie, I think that might change things. But he's going to be setting off. He's going to be setting off on the back foot from day one.
I agree, yeah.
But he has to.
Football's a fickle game, though. He scores on his debut, and it'll be like,
I'm jumping on the pitch and celebrating.
If we're going to crowd like that way, yeah.
And if I see him out in Leeds, I'll be asking him for a picture anyway.
yeah, exactly, man. Next game, Luke's in crowd like that. Shag me, Charlie. Which side?
Can I have your shirt?
But that's the point. He's gonna have to earn it. Like he's gonna have to come back and earn it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, true. Sean Ely says goalkeeper Klassen, left back Strout, right back Drama, centre backs Cooper and Voba, centre midfield Gray, Dallas, alongside James, Nonto, Gelhardt, Perkins and Bamford. There's a lot of people won't make the play in there. Some still injured, I believe, as well.
Dallas
but let's get straight into that then. I'm assuming Dallas is still out, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
I did meet some of the female Northern Irish footballers. I forget the names. I do apologise. But I met them down at. I went to a football day with my daughter and met some England players and things, and then there was some Irish and Scottish in that. And I asked them about Stuart Dallas, and they said he's very, very close.
Okay.
Very, very
Yeah,
close. I asked if he was. I asked why he wasn't there, and they said, well, he would have been, but he's not quite ready, because they were running about and they were playing football. But I very much doubt that Leeds would have released him to run that injury off and then damage it playing against an 8-year-old girl. So it's they were quietly confident. They were obviously very cautious in what they were telling me, but it sounded very, very positive behind sort of reading between the lines.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's
good to hear. I think he'd be a very, very useful player in the championship for us. Utility man, our James Milner, if you like.
Utensil.
Utensil. That's it. Kitchen utensil, man. I'm doing it all. Swiss Army knife. Championship Swiss Army knife. Right. Okay. So let's get stuck in. Lockie, I have gone with the 4-2-3-1. Are we expecting Farker to go with this from the off?
I think that's the base kind of formation. Yeah, he obviously he adapts. He's very fluid, but that is what it will look like from the start. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll start from
my OCD. That Joe.
Which bit?
With your number 2 at left back and your number 6 on the left.
I didn't do that. I don't do that. I will change the numbers if you like me to, bro. Don't worry.
11 up top.
Crikey.
Oh, come on, man. Don't be pedantic. Let me change it. Right. Okay.
Sorry, Joe.
11 on the left wing. Number 7 on the right wing. It's all over the shop now, isn't it? We should have just left it. It is what it is. Forget the numbers.
Just left it.
Yeah, they're all like this. They're all like this nowadays. Anyway, 99 and that, aren't they? They're in. They're anymore as they used to be. Right. Okay. So, should I? 12. Who's going in goal, folks? I mean, surely it's got to be Klassen, hasn't it?
Van der Heuvel.
Do you think?
Because he's still there and he's the only goalkeeper that's trained last week.
Yeah, he's been there since the start, hasn't he? I think.
Yeah, Klassen's not back yet. And also Van der Heuvel replaced Klassen as under 21 goalkeeper last year. So
Klassen back today, though, no?
Klassen back today,
yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
But are the players that come back today likely to go on a trip on Wednesday instead of missing the first?
Yeah, they said Graham Smith's
I think so.
Yeah, Graham Smith's article does say, just bear me one moment. I'll just get it up.
Did they go back in for testing last week then? And then just take the rest of the week off?
I'm not sure. But it does say they're likely to fly.
I doubt they'll play a lot, if I'm being honest.
I'd be shocked.
Here it is. Here it is in the article. So it says the YEP understands that the latest group to check back in for medical tests and initial fitness work are all likely to make the midweek trip to Oslo for the game against Manchester United. So I wonder if they're there today, doing their testing today while the rest are off. And then they train tomorrow and then they fly out to Oslo.
I think they do because they're going to train tomorrow anyway. The ones that would run ragged on Sunday by.
I think that's a huge risk putting players in after being off for 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Some of them.
We haven't got a squad though, have we? If we don't,
no, I know that, but without preseason, I mean, it's friendly with a stupid friendly to organise anyway because they were never going to be back ready for this. This is just a money decision that's been made. But I would be shocked if these players play. You could very easily pick up an injury in that game and be out for the rest of the year.
I don't think they'll play much. I think they'll go for more the training camp side of it. As
Yeah.
opposed
Yeah, I would have
to
thought so as well. Go for the
Yeah.
week and train out there for the week. Yeah,
So we're
It
going
might get
Danny
some-
van der Heuvel in goal. Van der Haar.
that's just my show.
I would.
Anyone? I think he'll go Klassen personally.
I
But
still
then
think
again,
I
Klassen.
do,
I
but
don't know. I'll go Klassen, eh? Sorry, Joe.
Van der Klassen.
Van der Klaassen, yeah.
Actually sounds like it could work, that, bro. Van der Klassen. Right, left back then.
Ooh.
Charlie Taylor.
Who's giving us a left back shout? Kate, come on, who's
Pascal.
starting at left back?
Left
Pascal.
back. Oh God, no. I've gone Wober at left back.
Oh,
Ooh. Oh, it could work, couldn't it?
Would
Vorber,
be.
maybe?
I didn't think.
I just don't. I don't think he'll start again.
No, I think he played all.
Just
I think
'cause of
these players will either what they'll do is they'll either do the first. Well, I know
First
they will- I
half
don't
and
think-
second half.
Yeah, I don't think they'll play more than 15
3
minutes,
sets of 30 minutes.
potentially. But I don't think he'll start. He could do, but I don't know. It's difficult.
Well,
isn't
you
it?
know more than me, Lockie. You've got to say.
Well, if they came
This
back,
is, I guess this is my sort of ideal.
what
I
you
suppose
want, yeah,
realistically,
yeah.
Strike is more likely to, yeah.
Well, we'll come back to left back, right? Let's fill up rest at spots, right? Who are you expecting to play centre back? I think Cooper plays, right? Cooper's been in since the
Oh,
start.
he came back a week early.
Came back here.
Cooper's
Cooper
there.
Best,
He's
the
getting there.
best boy in the class.
Yeah,
Came into school even when he was told he didn't have to.
yeah,
Green
Shine-
apples.
He wants to keep that captaincy, doesn't he?
yeah. Of course he does.
Shelder surely will play, won't he? Somewhere. If it's
Yeah,
in Norway, you'd
potentially,
imagine.
yeah.
Yelda's only back today as well.
Is
Oh, is
it?
he back there? I've got a sneaky feeling Jeremiah Mullen might play.
I was going to say I have Jeremiah Muller.
Or Montero.
Chris Moore's been training as well, hasn't he?
More
Chris
strength. So is
Martin,
Charlie Allen.
I think Fart will want to see a lot of these players and see how they're doing.
I
So
think
I think
Jeremiah.
Do we have a
Muller-
right centre back at the club
No,
at the minute?
Jeremiah Mullen.
not senior.
Apart from Mullen, yeah.
Cresswell.
Yeah, well,
Preston's
I mean,
not back.
obviously he's
right,
not back
sorry,
yet,
yeah.
though. So-
So Chris
So it
Moore,
could be
isn't it?
Mullen, couldn't it?
Chris Moore
Chris
can
Moore
play.
is, yeah.
As well.
Yeah, I think it'll be Mullen personally.
Mullen, yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's quite impressive as well. I think Fark will be interested to see him. See how
very
he
good
does.
season last year. Mullen had.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, Mullen. He's got to go drama over Ayling. If he goes Ayling, then maybe he'll play Ayling at right centre back. You know what
That's
will he
very
do at
valid.
right back? Let's chat
Yeah.
about that, folks. Because the thing is with the right back situation, let's say pre-season starts, Man United. If Drama's not starting, he's straight onto his agent for me saying, "Look, get me
And
out."
me. Yeah.
They've got to play him, man.
He has to play.
See, my thing is with that is, I said this earlier in my video, I agree. But if the first season comes and Ayling's starting over Drama, that is purely based on the fact that Ayling's been better in training.
Yeah.
Fark will not have an agenda against.
No, true.
Not every coach has an agenda against Cody Drama. You know, if he's not in the team, it's because Ayling has performed better in training. I think Drama will start because I think he's got a point to prove now. He wants to stay here. I think that's quite clear. But yeah, I think Drama will start. But if he doesn't, that's clearly because of what happens at training for me.
That'll bring up a different set of questions then, because that'll be the third manager in a row
that's-
who's had
that's
Cody
the-
and went no.
Yeah.
But also, if
don't think
Ayling's
it'll
doing better than Cody in training, then there's something massively wrong with Cody.
Drama.
The issue, yeah. I don't think that'll happen though. I would think this is
No,
it.
no.
Now, either starts now or, as Lockie said, he's gone.
Yeah.
I
Just
don't
before
blame
we
him.
continue, sorry, I don't blame him either. I'd agree with you on that. Liam, I did miss this super chat. Sorry, he says, Joe, 10 kicks to the coconuts or Bamford starting the first 10 games next season. Choose wisely. I take Bamford every day of the week. Because my son absolutely volleyed me in them over the weekend. And
That noise.
yeah, that was-
That
I
noise
know,
alone.
right? It was proper thud.
To be fair, his technique was incredible.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? It was really, really
Proud
good.
of that.
Yeah, mad. Right, okay. So Cooper, Mullen. Someone's made a good point on Hjelde starting at left back just because we're over in Norway as well. I've seen a few people mention that in the chat.
When
He
did
had
he
a
come
week-
back
he's only had a
though, again?
week.
Why not,
Yeah.
actually, Hilda? Why not?
Yeah.
You know,
Because he's been at the Under 21 European Championships and he only came back last week.
is that why not, Jer?
Who else are we going to play there?
He's been back a little long.
Ooh,
We've
it's-
got- we've
I
got
can
no-
cut the atmosphere with a knife in here between these two
No,
cats.
it's
not.
Married couple.
No, not at all.
No, not at all. No.
Do you know? Go on. What were you going to say?
I was going to say we don't have much of a squad. We've got a couple of the young guards from last season, and the young players that haven't been on youth international duty floating around. That's pretty much all we've had for the preseason so far. And bearing in mind what we're planning on selling,
Yeah.
It's not going to be a big squad till numbers start coming in. So it may very well be a case of give these kids a chance that everyone's been screaming for and see how they get on against Manchester United. Aren't putting a full strength side out in that game.
No, they're not.
Shocked.
They're not.
They're only a week behind us.
Yeah.
Another thing
ahead
as
of us.
well, what I was going to say, Jerry, is with these young players, there's not long. This is a short pre-season, as we know. They'll want to know what they're like quickly. There's not enough time to. Oh, we'll play them next week. No, we'll want to know now because if they're not good enough, you don't feel they're right. They'll go on loan. So I think a lot of them will play.
If they don't care about this game and they want those players that have been on international duty to be involved, it'll be a 30 minutes, and you'll see the lads that they want to keep fresh who haven't trained enough coming on for the last 15 of the first half and then taken off at the first 15 of the second half because they're likely to be the 2 periods of the game where the game is at slowest.
Do you know what? I've just been thinking about it there as well. Like, he'll start Ayling. Ayling's going to play.
Yeah.
I'm putting it out there now. Ayling will play.
Right centre.
I think he will.
I ain't got a problem with that.
Back, probably, yeah. Yeah, probably right centre back.
I think he will. Because, just with the pictures we've seen with him with Daniel Farker, I think he'll be quite... If Cooper's not going to play as much as we think, I think Ayling could end up being the captain,
Oh, God's sake.
No.
I think he will. That's where my head's at the minute.
On Wednesday, not moving forward.
Who's going to be captain, though?
For
the season.
Mm.
With someone like Vober or Adams, if we can hang on to him.
It'll be interesting to see.
Can I just ask a quick question, though? Would you genuinely want to give it Vober over Ayling, for people?
Yes, I would.
I think he plays. I mean, if we're going to move, if we're talking about the team moving forward and we're talking about bringing in younger, better players. I love Bill. I love Luke Ayling. Right? I mean, one of my favourite players that Leeds for the last, as long as he's been there, I think he's, in terms of giving everything he can for the team, he always gives everything. The quality could be question mark last season, but that's still the effort was there from him. But I think if Leeds are going to move forward with a new looking team and a fresh approach, and there needs to be a fresh approach. And the reason I'm saying Vober over Ayling is because if we do go with a new right back, so let's say we do start with Cody Drama and we do bring in someone like Nat Phillips, then I see Vober playing more games than Ayling. And why would you give your captaincy to a sub?
Fair. No, but in my head, I get that. We have done it before, like, under Gary Monk.
Club captain and a team captain, they can do that as well.
But the more I think about it, the less I think that Ayling will be dropped.
I think if we bring in a right centre back, I think Ayling gets dropped.
I think for me, it depends again what Fark decides. So, like, if he might have his own ideas if he was captain, or he might go to the club and ask the players. There's two approaches, isn't there? We usually do the players, and they always usually pick Cooper for the last how many years they've all picked. They pick him. So it depends. Fark might have his own ideas on who the captain is, because some coaches like to decide themselves.
Lockie, does Farker tend to play a left footer and a right footer, or historically? Because I thought they were both right footers at Norwich, the Hanley and Zimmerman.
Yeah, they also had thingy for about Ben Gibson for a while as well.
Right, another right footer.
From Everton, forget his name. What's he called?
Gibson. Godfrey.
Sorry,
Ben Gibson as well. I think
he's more like based on like ball playing centre back. Foot don't really matter as long as they can do certain attributes. I think he's quite comfortable with either, to be honest.
It's only a modern trend, that anyway. A lot of managers two right or left footers.
No,
it's quite an interesting thing though. Like, who's going to start where? We don't actually know, do we? It's quite difficult at the moment. I just hope Fark has a better idea than we do. I'm sure he will. Or maybe he's sat there going, I don't know what to do.
He's sitting there got 7 days with these lads and you're asking to pick a team. Are you serious?
That's more like it.
I don't know. Someone says someone's spamming in the chat.
Gripper just keeps repeating Ayling Cooper will
start. Oh, okay. He says Ayling and Cooper will start the undroppables. We will refuse to move on from Dross like these. Have some respect for your legends.
The thing about that, so that's saying basically, if we got Fark and he didn't drop them, what is he? Is he just?
Yeah, he's a bad manager. Yeah, exactly. This is the thing, man. They keep playing them, bro.
On what they've done at training, whether we like it or not, that is just what it is. You might realise in a few games on the time, right there, they're not performing well. I'm going to drop them. And I think Fark is
Lockie. The thing is, you can say that, but judging if you're going on historically, what's happened over the last few managers. I mean, players have been picked despite the fact that they've been shit in trade. Or do you know what I mean? Better players have been left on the bench. So you can't blame some people for sort of pardon. Joe?
I think there's a question mark about that. I think we as fans assume an awful lot based on the bits that we see of people. I think we assume that the players on the bench were better players last year, where, you know, as Lockie's already said it, coach and a manager are looking at these players on the double sessions every single day of the week. And if they're looking going, the issue here is, if we're looking at the players, the old guard on the pitch, and we're saying there's better on the bench, and the manager's looking at them and the bench going, no, actually, these are better than the bench. I'm watching them in training, then that's a concern about the level of quality we have on the bench. More so than anything else.
And what I will say as well, say you're doing a drill and there's a back four and they're all the young lads and you're dropping Ale and you're dropping Cooper and it's just silent. None of them are communicating. None of them are speaking. The manager's going to go, right, that needs to change. You had Cooper in there. Everything's a lot more organised. So it's finding a balance, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Just before we go back, this has just been shared. And I think this is normally a look into some things. The lads on some of the imagery, you've got Gray, JB, and Perkins. So what does that tell you? Do you know what I mean? I don't know if they're going to be the main thing, but wherever that's come from, I don't know if it's a website, NDA. No, it's not, is it? That's a non-disclosure agreement.
Shouldn't be showing that.
No, someone's disclosed it to Twitter though, but I think that's quite key, is that you've got them 3 young lads on there, right? And
we know they're going to be there. They're the ones we guarantee we know are going to be there.
Who's that in the middle?
That is Archie Gray, Sonny Perkins on the left, and JB.
Oh, he's in my squad this week. Oh God, that's amazing.
I just like to see a Leeds jersey without navy blue on it. I like navy blue as a colour, but not in the home kit. I like a royal blue in the home kit.
It is really nice.
It's
a lovely shirt.
That picture.
It is really, really nice.
I'm very excited.
That excites me. That picture. Seeing those 3 guys excites me.
You know what?
Not in that one.
Do you know one of the kit launches that I loved was when it was we had Mowat, Phillips, Taylor, Byram, and they were all in a line like the
Enterprise Solutions, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was class.
No, that was the first Kappa shirt. There was no sponsor on. Remember when there was no sponsor?
Yes, no sponsor. There was no
that
sponsor.
One. The Kappa of the pair was weird looking. It was in the corner.
But the yellow and blue, the actual yellow.
It was just nice having them young lads. Do you know what I mean? Representing.
That was the future of the club, wasn't it? They all left
they all did. Unfortunately, like it's such a shame. Like anyway, I'm going back to a bygone era. But if Bielsa would have come in when they were there, oh my days!
I'd have loved to see what Bielsa could have done with Alex Miller.
Lewis Cook, Mowat, Phillips, Byram, Taylor, that crop. My God, it'd have been different gravy. Anyway, I've proper gone nostalgia there. It was only a couple of years ago as well, but it's the shit show that we've had in it the last 18 months. Right. Okay, so I have put Ayling in there. I hope everyone's all right with that. Well, I know they won't be all right with that, but I think he will play, right? We think, and I've stuck Yelder in at left back because I don't think there's anyone else. Is there either?
Stroud maybe, but yes.
Everyone I wrote down is not in the team, Joe. What the hell, man?
What did you say?
I said everyone I've said to you is not in the team. What the hell, man?
Because you ain't got a clue, Joe.
I'm
joking, man. Right, go on then, Joe. Give us the 2 midfielders.
You're not going to put them in the team anyway.
I think we only have 2 at the club anyway. So.
Yeah.
Well, I was going off of who was available and who I thought would play, based not ruling out all the international players. And I thought Darko JB, I think, starts.
Yeah.
I think you have to look. And I had
Lewis on the left wing, Joe.
Oh, sorry, that's you changing my numbers, man.
The other one on the right, I had either Bate or Greenwood.
Oh, shout!
I have a sneaky feeling Bate's going to be slightly more involved than we think he is. I think he's exactly what Farke would like in a midfield.
Could be a dark horse, couldn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Mullins, the other one, I think it would be a surprise.
Yeah.
I think he will like Bate. I do. I think if he sees enough of him, he's got to take. This is what the young players have got to do, right? That have come back from loan and really grab it by the bull by the horns, haven't they? Really.
Now we've been relegated in the Championship. This is their chance now.
And I'm still waiting on Sam Greenwood to do it. At the Bournemouth game, he showed that he can score at the Premier League level. He's got that in his locker. But I think the one thing he's been missing out of his game that he had when he was with the under-23 side 2 years ago was he was able to get involved in the game and dictate games. And he hasn't. I have yet to see him get into the team with the first team and really grab the game by the scruff of the neck and actually try and go and get the ball himself. He's good on the ball when he gets it, but how much work does he actually do off the ball to get it in the first place? So I really like to see Sam Greenwood step up in this pre-season.
Is it who's playing alongside JB then? What are we saying? Are we going
Archie Gray?
You think Gray?
I think Archie Gray. definitely.
Yeah.
I went with Gray or Shaq.
Shaq's
Might want to
here.
look at Shaq. Might want to look at him potentially.
If Shaq's
I
not
hope
left wing,
not.
because
I like
I know.
Shaq,
I'm just
but-
from
I
the,
love
you know,
No, yeah, because we need to
Mark might
have
just have a look,
use
yeah.
players, right? We need to use
Uh,
players, and
Yeah.
Well, if
Probably
Fark is
Shaq.
going off the preseason stuff, and apparently Shaq's beat the beep test score, and he actually
Yeah.
leveled his previous record, which was last year as well. So Farkas seen a player come back in that's super fit. Might be exactly what he's looking for. Shaq doesn't lack quality either. He just hasn't really got a
Nothing
position
special, is there?
in it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But he work all day. He run around all day. His quality in his
Yeah.
passing is good. He's a solid 7 out of 10 player.
Oh, it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
Could be Shaq. Could be Shaq.
I'll go Shaq. That's just my personal.
what we saying?
Well, let's leave
Who's-
that one for the time being and go on to
Right.
like
Okay.
the front.
Let's go.
See who we've got
Um,
left.
So from the left, who do we think's playing from the left?
Rutter. So,
Yeah,
I
think
agree.
I
Rutter
think-
as well.
I think Rutter
Go on.
plays on the right.
oh
Yeah.
well, yeah, yeah.
Either or.
Either one. I think it'll
Yeah.
be. Yeah. Yeah. I think left. What does everyone else think?
Well, we'll stick him from the left because it don't
I
matter, does
think
it?
left.
Right or left?
Well, forward as well. Rutter. Watch some.
Yeah, exactly. That's the good thing, isn't it? What about from the right then? Who plays from the right, folks?
Perkins.
Yeah.
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 Interesting.
Can also play as the 10 as well. But yeah.
Who's playing in the 10?
I have Joffy.
I was going to say Joffrey as well.
I put Joffrey as well.
Yeah, I think Joffrey will have a go there.
I think
Yeah.
Greenwood. You might try Greenwood.
Probably Greenwood as well. One of those two.
I actually think
God,
I don't actually think Rutter will start. I think they'll start Dan James.
Oh,
Oh, God,
only
look,
come
he's
back.
only back. That's why he's only back today.
Yeah, he just
Only
came
come
back.
back.
Yeah.
And Rutter's had a full week, hasn't he? So
Fair.
How
I think
long's
maybe.
is Cine fit? Is he fit?
And
now?
he's training on
he's-
his own.
I think he's back now.
I-
I think that's
Yeah,
the
he's
article, but
He's back
Yeah.
last week. Sidney,
That was
Adams, Harrison were back last week and we're training.
he's
on their own
having
with the
medical at the moment, though, isn't he, on his ankle?
no, but I
Do we
think
think-
Stinney's actually back on the grass with the rest of them now, Joe, according to the
Oh, is he
YU.
back with the team? Great. That's
I
great. So he
think.
did assessment was all last week. I knew they were doing their own stuff with the physios last week. That's great to have one of them back on the grass. Just keep him. I wouldn't play him in that game. I'd keep him away from it.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
either.
same.
He's
Same.
just until he's 100%.
Too injury prone.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh well, maybe
Can
we
it-
get him injured and then nobody buys him.
Yeah. Can I just because everyone's kicking off, right? Everyone's kicking off
Everyone's
about
kicking
the
off.
squad, right? But please know,
Pre-season.
but
It's not.
please know it is pre-season. None of us are saying this is going to. We're trying to be realistic of what we expect the lineup's going to be on Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah, that's just
I've
right.
seen-
Non-us playing. Screw it. Non-us.
Yeah, just put them all in. Yeah. No, listen, it is what it is. Like, this is what we expect. If you're expecting us to go out there with the top level, it's not happening, people. So just get
No.
ready.
They're not
right?
there yet. We haven't signed anyone yet.
Yeah.
We've sold 3 players already. More expected to go. This is what you've got until the players come in. So
Yeah. It is what it is, isn't it? Who's leading the line then, Kate?
has to be. Has to be.
No.
Oh, do you know? Well, I mean, you know.
Could it be
know
Joseph? Could it be Joseph, maybe?
Oh, it could be Joseph.
Came early from trip. Came back early
Yeah,
from England.
yeah,
I think
he
it's going
came
to reward him at the start. Yeah, personally.
I think it will.
That's a good show.
Again, another player.
Bamford's probably
Watch.
Bamford's probably injured anyway. Let's be
Yeah.
fucking real. Like, he's probably injured.
So I picked him last week talking to Fark, and it looked like he only had one leg from the knee down. So hey, that's
Fred.
him.
I just say to Fred, it's not. I don't hate him. I just think he's crap. So yeah, Joseph. But for me,
Joseph.
defo.
Have I spelled Joseph right? I always get it
No.
wrong.
No, you
Isn't that your first name?
No,
Actually,
it's
your
just
name.
Joe. That I genuinely. It's not just Joe.
Your first
That's
name
why I
is
said
Joe.
it. How
Just
do I
Joe's
spell
a bit of a funny first name.
Is that what you
isn't it?
yeah, that's what you're thinking about Just Joe, is it?
it? Is it what is it? Or is it SE? I
Yeah.
always spell it wrong, and I had to say that because I needed people to know that I'm not spelling my name wrong. My name is actually Joe. Okay?
Spelled G-O-W.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, I've got to tell you a funny story now, actually, because that's just. I mean, I probably shouldn't share it, but it is. It's hilarious, right? So I'm single. Yeah, I'm on dating apps, right? And there was this prompt on someone's page, right? So I wanted to respond to this prompt. I knew what I wanted to say, but not quite how to say it. Okay. So I asked for some assistance
from it? An artificial AI thing?
Yes,
Oh,
right.
no.
No,
Yeah, listen,
Sorry for that today.
listen. No, because I knew what I wanted to say, but I didn't know how to say it, right? And it says, you should use a sentence like this, right? And I fucking left that in. I sent a message, and I got a message back going, did you ask for help for that? And I went, oh, no. And he opened up the message, and I left it, and it's up. I was like, oh, God. So, yeah, honestly, I just went like that. Nah, get me out of here. So I just said, I said I'm dyslexic. And she went, we'll just voice note then. So it worked out anyway.
I just thought you had to swipe these days.
That's proper. Do you know what? That's proper thoughtful of her to actually come back and say,
oh yeah,
just voice note me.
Yeah.
But now you're fucked because basically you have to write to chat GPT and then read it out. Say something like this.
Yeah, but it is what it is, man. It's funny, man. Dating fails, man. Dating fails. It's brutal. Their maps are brutal anyway, by the way. Like it's so superficial. It's hard. I need to get on that show that Joe got on. And see if I can get married.
What show's
right.
that?
Oh, he was on
Naked Attraction. Naked Attraction.
No, man.
Oh, I was on First Date Ireland. I've
watched it.
Have you seen it?
Yeah,
I'll,
it's very good.
I'll find
Technically, I was on it twice. We got brought back for a reunion for the couples that were still together. A couple of weeks ago. So that aired a few weeks ago. So yeah, I met him partner.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, is that? Oh my God.
Worked out well actually. Although we met each other and then we were friends for a year, and then she moved in here as a housemate for a year, and then we started going out with each other.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh,
It's a really long way around.
You really tested the waters first, then.
100%.
That's amazing. That is.
See if she tidies up after herself.
I've been married before, and twice, you know.
it is. You know, when you don't realize until you move in with someone like really what them pet peeves are. Because my thing was, I remember my daughter's mum. She never used to roll the cereal down. Do you know what I mean? So then I'd go for cereal and it'd be soft. And I'd say, will you fucking roll the cereal now? And it isn't until you move in that you find them little things that you go off. You know what I mean? It is a difficult thing.
What about
moving in.
What cereal we talking, Joe?
Just Cheerios and all that sort of stuff. So when it's dry, bro, it's brutal, isn't it?
You put milk on it anyway.
Yeah, but it's still the same. It's like a biscuit. If you have a biscuit that's had the packet opened, they're not good, man.
Get through your cereal faster, Joe. You got to get through it quicker. You know,
yeah, true.
This is the turn on it.
What a stream. Talked dating apps. We've talked cereal.
Good. I did see a picture the other day. Was like this if you do this, and I do it. You know when you roll the biscuits back up and push them against the wall so that they don't. Yeah, I do that. I seen that picture and I was like, I do that all the time, man.
My mum used to put pegs on them.
Pegs on crisps. People put pegs on crisps.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Anyway, you're watching line, then you're in trouble with your biscuits. So,
Luke knows stale cereal is the worst, man. It's the worst, listen, there's 967 people in, by the way, so please do smash a like on the video. Make sure you check out all these amazing content creators as well over on their respective channels. You know who they are by now. They are a permanent fixture and legends in their own right. Right, let's finish up this team. So we've just got the number 8. It's a toss up between Bait and Gray, do we think?
I think so.
Gray.
Who are we going?
Shaq.
Oh, Shaq's is there as well. I think the three of them have got a shout for that.
I think with Shaq, I think he'll want to see him before he does go out.
Greenwood as well, maybe.
Yeah.
I think Greenwood, you probably look at more Joffy or Greenwood. Or
Yeah,
Perkins.
I think
Greenwood
Shaq in the
10.
8 and Greenwood in the 10. Personally.
Yeah, or where Perkins is, you could have Joffy, Perkins, or Greenwood could go for those two positions, central and wide right. They can easily step in and fill the three roles together.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest that. I think might have a look at Joffrey out wide. You know,
Do you reckon?
He's
From the right, maybe?
Potentially. It's a lot.
If he plays with 3-10s, if he plays narrow, then you've got an argument for bringing a Joffy into that position. Then you could really do something special with that.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to stick with the players that have been here the longest time. I don't think he's going to start necessarily the guys that have just arrived. I think the ones that have been training for a week or two now, I think they'll start first, I believe.
I think this is probably their only chance to be seen in the game, because after that, it's going to be the more established heads that come into that team for the next set of preseason games. They might get a couple of minutes in those games, but this is probably the only game they're likely to get any kind of serious minutes in.
Yeah, true. And the only game that he's going to get a look at him kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, folks, I've just checked. There's only 300 likes on this video, and there's nearly 1,000 people here. So please do like the video. Right, come on then. What are we saying? Are we moving people around? Are we going? Who's playing in that 8?
I just
checked.
I can't see Archie Gray not starting. I think he.
In last season, in that's where he got injured. When it was at Villa in Australia,
they hammered him though. Villa went out of their way. They were incredibly physical.
John McGinn, weren't it? John McGinn smashed him, if you remember,
several times, and then eventually went off. It was a couple of times.
But do you know what? That's the sign of a good player, though, that he riled them up that much with his technical ability that they went, do you know what? You're getting it. That's basically what it was. Yeah, he is special. Yeah. Let's put him in then, eh? Should we put Gray?
Yeah. I just don't see Greenwood as that role in a system under Fark, personally.
I saw his brother get a shout during the week on one of the pages. They were calling him out, Harry Gray. And I did a stream half of your last season, 3/4 of your last season with Jerry McDermott, and Jerry was talking about the young players, and he said Harry Gray will be one of the best strikers in Europe in the next 10 years. Keep an eye on him. This kid's killing.
Is he at Leeds?
He's at Leeds, yeah. But last week was the first time I've seen anybody do anything on him. But there was actually a photograph of him in the Leeds kit, and they were talking about the potential that he has. So he's young, he's younger than Archie again, but he's massive potential apparently.
Same for Joffrey's younger brother as well. I saw a video on him.
Yeah, I seen him. Yeah, banging him in, banging him in, wasn't he? Yeah, it was good that. Right,
Keeper left a bit to be desired, like, but.
Yeah.
Warwick, Rick Larson.
Warming him up.
You want one of our first teamers, wasn't it?
I don't know why it's just reminded me of that video of Owen smashing him past that young kid. Right, he's like brutal, isn't he?
He's only 13.
Yeah. So, are we happy with this front four, or are we saying we change it? Does Greenwood start? What we saying? Joffrey off the right.
No, I think you're probably about as close as you're going to get with that, I think.
Yeah, I think they'll do half and half. I think they'll switch it around, but I think any of them could play anywhere out there, to be honest.
Yeah, and I wouldn't
try Joffrey in a 10.
I wouldn't be shocked to see Paddy starting.
No, neither would I.
Potentially.
No,
he likes
Groundhog Day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he does like.
I think it could be necessity as well. I think it could be just a necessity. It's like, let's just get it established. Start with Paddy up front, experience at the front, experience at the back. And then over the rest of the preseason friendlies, face him out, whoever's going to replace him. But I think you could see him just for the first game go, look, he's been training for a week, put him in.
I think there's a shout, right, for Joffrey off the right, Greenwood in the 10, and Perkins to come on as a sub, maybe, for Bamford, and maybe Joseph as well. I think.
I think you'll want to see Greenwood in the 10. I think that's an interesting prospect, to be honest.
What do we... So, if we... Because these are a little bit behind it, and they could go out on loan, whereas Joffrey and Greenwood really need to state their claim, right?
Correct.
I don't know what...
Yeah, I don't think you're looking at a loan for those two players. I think if it doesn't work for them this season, you're possibly looking.
No, I meant Perkins or Joseph.
Oh, Perkins and Joseph.
So,
yeah. No, I'm talking about Joffrey or Greenwood. I think this is a season where they have to break through, or else you could be looking at them being sold.
Sold, yeah. Do we think that's more likely? Can you hear the dog?
I can't.
Is that what it is?
I wonder what that was.
I thought it was one of my kids.
Sorry, it's the dog snoring. Sorry, I apologise.
Just go check on that, Luke.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Dear.
It sounded like he was singing. Going,
Yeah, this is what they do, man. Genuinely, sometimes when I'm in bed, obviously they have cages downstairs. I can hear them snoring from downstairs at night. They are so loud, you would not believe. What we saying?
I think the lower play. I think it's a known more of a known quantity with Bamford.
Yeah.
So I think there's more. I think with Joseph, he came early as well, didn't he, from England duty? So I just think he might reward him with a start potentially.
I don't necessarily think it's a reward. I think it's a case of he needs to see stuff he's worked on this week with them in action. And the only way to get that is to have some level of senior kind of areas
Yeah,
about this covered
yeah.
off, so they can actually go and
We
play.
know
the
what
week.
Bamford's about,
Against
don't we? This,
Correct.
you know,
Non-quantity,
and Farker will have seen who's played it up. You know, he's had Bamford line up against him. He'll know more about Bamford. I think this will be a better opportunity in a relatively competitive game for him to get some eyes on Joseph and see. You know, he's obviously highly rated.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still feel it'll be Joseph start.
Sound.
Hopefully.
So that's.
I'd like to see that.
Are we happy with that?
I mean, we could add. I wouldn't mind one or two extra bodies in, but yeah, I mean, as far as first day of the pre-season goes, I mean, yeah. Did I read earlier that?
There's your
Rodrigo
team,
Rodrigo will be on the plane.
No, he's not back yet. He's back next week with Nonto, Somerville, and one other. Melier. Yeah, they're back next week.
I don't think that's internationals. I think that's possibly because of potential sales.
Same, I agree. It says players yet to return, including, I'll just share this.
Creswell as well, I'd imagine.
Creswell, of course, yeah. It says players yet to return, including Nonto, Somerville, Melier, and Rodrigo, are scheduled to report back next week. And I just think they might be sold.
I think they could be gone, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's too much interest in Nonto. I think the club want rid of him because he's been a bit of a nuisance by all accounts, with everything that I've heard, and you have probably heard similar bits. Yeah. Melier is going to go, and Rodrigo's a wanted man, and his wages are too high for the championship. So
Fulham apparently next. They're looking at him now.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. But the squad. I'm not going to put it out on Twitter because if I put that out on Twitter, I'll get absolutely battered. Can you imagine that? Is shit.
You've got one player, Joe.
You mean to say that nobody would actually read your tweet, Joe? They just look at the picture and react immediately. That would never happen on Twitter, Joe.
We've got Paveda.
Oh, please no. I'm sorry.
I don't think you have.
I seen someone, Tom Hoisty, by the way, who's I've done the walk with. He's from Halifax as well. He's on All Stats and We, and his wild take was that Paveda will get games under Farker. He's rubbish.
He's not rubbish.
Really bad.
He is rubbish, bro.
No, he's not rubbish. He's
rubbish.
There's a different.
He's rubbish.
I agree with you. Sorry, Joe.
Every manager, Joe, that has had him on loan has said the same thing about him. He's a very good player with huge potential. His issue is him. He has been the cause of all of his problems because he seems to have an attitude. Now, I'm not saying a bad attitude, but he had issues on the Bielsa. Then he had issues when he went out on loan the first time, but managed to get through them. He goes to Blackpool. He was dropped twice by two different managers over disciplinary reasons, over refusing wouldn't sit on the bench for McCarthy. McCarthy dropped him, kicked him out of the squad completely. But he brought him back in, and within 2 weeks, he was back in the starting 11. Now, Mick McCarthy's
I think he's rubbish, Joe. I know football's about opinions. But...
No, I get that. Come here. You're absolutely 100% you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to shut you down, but I'm just saying, I think he's a good player, but I think he's done a huge amount of damage to himself in the last 2 seasons with the attitude stuff, I think, because I would have loved to have seen him show some of the potential he showed when he was at City.
There's clearly talent there because ultimately he's been at Arsenal, he's been at Brentford, he's been at Barcelona, he's been at City, and then he came to Leeds. You don't go through them academies if you ain't a baller, but there's clearly an issue. Yeah, I've just seen it, bro. I was just about to
see it.
Yeah, to put it up on the screen.
I think he will be very important for us this season.
I'm excited to see what he'll do this season. I think he'd be a really
so
great
am I.
I dismissed it, but now I've more come round to the idea that yes, he will do well for us in the championship for sure.
I keep going back to the whole Rodrigo. I remember listening to the Square Ball and Phil Hay show for ages on talking about Rodrigo, and it was always the same conversation. It was record signing, not scoring goals, can't play as a 10, not good enough as a 10, but yet was played as a 10 for 2 seasons. And we all were get rid of him, not doing the job, can't score goals, get rid of him, whatever. As soon as he was given the shot as number 9, he scores 15 goals in the Premier League season, in which he dislocated his shoulder and broke his foot, and still managed 15 goals in the Premier League.
In a bad team.
A bad team that got relegated.
Yeah.
And you think that was the first year he played in his natural position. Dan James' history at Leeds has been played as a striker when he's a winger. And he's rarely ever played out wide for Leeds. And the reason that Scum went after him and the reason that we went after him in the first place was because of what he could do as a winger. We just then never played him there. Whatever happened to Fulham, apparently he didn't fit the style of Fulham. Why they brought him in, I don't know. But I think under Farke, I think a man with the amount of pace that Dan James have could do a huge amount of damage in the championship.
I'll tell you what I like about.
He's done that before.
I'll tell you what I like about Dan James. He's all in. He doesn't take a step back from anybody.
No.
twice his size. He's got a bit of needle about him. He's fully committed to the cause every week, regardless. If he has, even if he has a bad performance, he still puts that shift in.
Yeah,
regardless of opposition, whoever he's lined up against. Even when Bielsa insisted on playing him in that 9 position, on his own up top,
Never complained.
Never.
Got on with it.
You talk about the whole side before self stuff, and that was Dan James.
Absolutely.
He just did what he was told to do and got on with it.
I just think now, if you've got a manager again who's behind him and backs him now and plays him in his position in the Championship, he's already done it at Swansea and he was really good that year, hence why we try to buy him and why Man United bought him at the end of the season. And now he's back there at 25 as well, a decent age. Yeah, I think he's ready. Him and Rutter on the wings could be deadly. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Did you say great age?
Yeah.
Great age.
Bring him back.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah, listen. We moved, don't we? Dan James is going to light it up. Rutter on one side, James on the other.
Yeah.
Decent.
I really
New striker through the middle. Nice. It's going to look nice, I'm sure.
Need some defenders.
Anyway, we do. Yeah.
I think there's a lot.
Georgina Rutter lives up to the hype. I hope that the player we all think he's going to be, that
So do I, Joe. I did an entire video on him.
What were you going to say, Luke?
I can't remember.
We're talking about Rutter. Anything about Rutter?
We're talking about Rutter. Something. It was referring back to something Joe said earlier, and I can't actually remember what it was. It was on the tip of my tongue, and it's gone.
I've just seen Cine play. Yeah, I think he's not fully fit yet, and I think he'll get leave potential.
Go, Luke. You got it.
I've forgotten again. It's
Oh,
gone.
I thought you said I've got it, and then no.
I did have.
It's gone. We're done.
Yeah, it's gone, mate. It's gone.
Yeah. Okay.
We're
Cool.
done.
Right. Listen, we've done an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know where that time's gone. Time flies while you're having fun. Please do smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Get your notification bell on and all that jazz. And make sure you follow each and every one of these amazing content creators as well. Kate, what time are you on in the morning? Leeds United breakfast?
Yeah, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Yep.
Good stuff.
Looking forward to
Good
it.
stuff.
I'll just be eating my stale cereal at that time.
When are you coming on anyway, Joe? You promised. All your fans are waiting.
Oh, you put him in it. You put him on it now.
He's not up at that time.
Yeah, he is. Just not doing what we think he's doing.
I think he's doing exactly what we think he's doing.
Walking the dogs.
Yeah.
What he says he's doing. That's what I meant to say. Yeah.
I wake up, Kate, watch you for about 5 minutes, and then get myself back off.
Yeah.
Are you saying she sends you to sleep, Joe?
Yeah, something like that. Man. Something like that. Luke, what's happening on Ought to Know Better, mate?
We're back tomorrow night for our weekly Tuesday night show, 8:30. Other than that, we might do a bit of an after match thing for the Scum game Wednesday night as well. But yeah, other than that, it's just the weeklies at the minute.
Nice, love that. And Joe, when can we expect you?
Huge news rest of the week, and then podcast will drop on Saturday on Spotify and YouTube.
There you go then. Check that out, please. And Lockie?
Yeah.
Name there, bro.
Just do some videos on players, how they'll fit the system, any transfer links, or credible links. I'll do some player profiles as well.
Nice. Looking forward to it. Make sure you check everyone else out. And see you later. What time are we on now? It's getting a bit late, isn't it? It's now 9:30. Yeah. Right. Peace out, folks. Thanks for your super chats. Thanks for your contributions. Thanks to each and every one of these guests.